Good morning to all of you. This is the last part of the chapter, A Letter from a Mother, part number 6. And this is the conclusion part of this chapter. In the last video, we discussed questions given in textbook. And in this video, we are going to discuss conclusion. We are going to review the learning objectives which we saw in the first part. So let us check whether we have learned what we have wanted to learn in this chapter. So let me repeat what we discussed in the beginning. See green letters in the next 2 pages. And as I wrote in the last video also, what I have mentioned as learnt in this chapter, what we are going to see in the next 2 pages is just a small list. Each one of you may have learnt more than what is mentioned by me. You can note all such new learnings in your notebook so that you can follow them and be independent. Because the most important objective of this chapter is independent and also appreciate others. But for individuals and young students like you, this one independent is very important. So you can also think and note more and more points when you will be able to feel independent and do your work yourself. So let's now move on to the next page where I am going to tell what in my opinion is what we have learnt in this chapter. So we started with the first part. In this chapter, we will be learning a lot of values. That is, values means good habits and good works. Mainly, what are all required for standing alone and living independently. This is what similar to earlier chapter, self-reliance, and how to encourage and appreciate others. These are the 2 important values we will be learning from this chapter. That's what I have mentioned. Let us see whether we have learned that or not, how we have learned. The next paragraph. From the letter written by a mother to her daughter, we can see that there are many good habits we could practice and many good works we should do so that we can be independent. Alright, so we have learned so many values. If you have doubt, you can go back to that lines. Let me just check in the next paragraph whether I have written anything, any important points. We can also see, I think in the next page, no, I have not written. So we can see first point, let us go back to the first point. Now, if you have doubts, you have already noted down all the blue underline. So plenty of good habits have been mentioned, what the student has to do. So example, what we can, strong and persistent, right? Learn new things, try new activities, try new friends. So there are so many things. Everything, if you see, each and everything is towards living independently. So once you follow all these good habits or at least some of the good habits, then we can start doing our works independently. Correct? So yeah, let's see the next paragraph. Then we'll go to the next page. We can also see how the mother appreciates and encourages her daughter. From this, we can also develop similar habits. You see, the mother keeps telling, I know you know all these things. You have been always responsible, even in her younger days, how she made the study cards, how she was independent enough, how she was responsible enough. Like this, she keeps on appreciating. So wherever you can also go through the videos, earlier videos or the notes you have taken in purple underline, I have mentioned how the mother appreciates. So these 2 good habits we have learned from this chapter, that is how to live independently and how to appreciate others. These are very good habits which we can always follow and it will make us more and more successful. Let us see the next page. In this page, we will also check whether we have, this is what we have mentioned in the first part, we will also check whether we have learned any knowledge and skills, as this chapter is mainly about values. Yes, I feel we have learned something. Let us see what are all those. The mother recalls her daughter's learning method, make study cards during her school days in para 2. Study card means, I also not very sure, but everyone can make their own study card. Suppose you want to learn a new chapter, a new subject, you can make your own notes. Making notes also is equivalent to study cards. So this is a type of learning method. And similarly, we have understood to some extent how a hostel life will be. In para 3, 4 and 5, the mother is explaining that in the hostel life, things will not be same as a home. The warden will be busy with many things. So you have to go and ask yourself, you have to look after yourself. So few things mother has written that how we have to take care of ourselves in a hostel life. So from this you will be able to visualize, you will be able to understand, yes, a hostel will be like this. So these 2 things we have learnt knowledge and skills from this chapter. So we have learned some knowledge. You cannot call it as skills, but we have learned some knowledge. improved our reading and writing skills mainly by relating each para to different values. Now you would have all been practicing, or you have to continue to practice, that we have seen in one of the parts by dividing the whole chapter into different paras and relating the values. And also we saw one last page where in a single page I have written all the values and all the important points para wise for that step by step for this chapter. So by doing this we are able to further improve our reading and writing skills. There is a question on writing also. Hope all of you have already attempted and started writing the answers. If you have not completed now that 5 to 7 sentences, please complete before going to the next chapter. So this will help you in improving your reading and writing skills further and further. Let's move to the next page. Now, important habits. Correct? This is very important for page for this chapter, whole chapter. Two important things we saw. One is be independent and appreciate others. This will help us forever. If we are independent, yes, we can do ourselves, we will feel strong and confident and we can achieve what we want. And if we are able to appreciate others for two good things, one is they will also feel happy and they will also help us. Second thing is we also will feel satisfaction and we can also see how they are achieving that. So if you are able to appreciate somebody, you will also start thinking, yes, I can also behave like that, I can also do like that. So in that way also appreciating others again comes back helping us to be more independent. So let us see what are all this. Be independent does not mean we stay away from home or parents. We should do our work ourselves as much as possible. That is the most important meaning of be independent. So that girl, she has gone to the hostel, so mother is telling be independent, do all these things. But she has already crossed 15 years, minimum 15 years. But you are all even young, you are all in your 6th standard, in your 7th standard. So it is not necessary that you should stay away from your home. Even in your own place, wherever you are staying, you can start thinking and can start doing your work yourselves as much as possible. Where it is not possible, you can ask help from others, but to the extent possible, you should be able to do your work yourselves. Similarly, appreciate others does not mean we appreciate everything others do. We should appreciate good activities and habits of others. That is very important, so that we also learn from them good habits and later achieve whatever we want. Now what? Now I want to give you some work. Do at least one each today. So today you have seen the video like what we saw in the chapter if. If you have to do something good, don't postpone to tomorrow. Do it now, do it now, and do it now. This whole I am seeing now we are seeing the 5th chapter in English literature in 7th standard. All are very, very good chapters. All are having a lot of values. Practice all these values. You will definitely achieve very, very high ranks and high scores. You can play very well. You can be a good sports person. Everything is possible if you follow all these values which we are seeing in chapter after chapter. So I am also giving you work. Now do at least each one day, each one of you write in your notebook. Let me write the next paragraph. Note in your notebook what you have done today. So you have seen the video today, right? The last part of this video, this chapter, part number 6, you have seen today. I will check with this with each student when the school reopens. I am going to see each one of you, what did you do today? The day of the video has been sent in the WhatsApp group. I will note down the day and I am going to ask each one of you what independent work you did today and what appreciation you have done about others today. Correct? These two please note down in your notebook, put the date, write the chapter number, and against that you say independent, I did so and so, so and so, and appreciate others. Yes, I appreciated so and so about this. Write these two habits before going to sleep. Don't think that tomorrow morning I'll get up, today at least already it is 11 o'clock in the night, I cannot do. Don't do like that. Write whatever is the time. It will take hardly 5 minutes for you. Whatever you have done today, you write and then go to sleep. Let's go to the next page. So in this video we have concluded and we also reviewed learning objectives. The two most important objectives of this chapter is independent, be independent and appreciate others, so that we also follow this in future. and in the next video, in the next part is not applicable, we will see the next chapter. And some questions. Here also there are some questions. In this you can see now question number 2. Mention one independent work and one appreciation of others you have done today. So I want to see the answer on the day the school reopens, I will see this answer. Others are all simple questions. You can, that other questions you can write answers later also, but question number 2 you should write today before going to sleep. Okay. So I am going to give you, even if it is 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I don't know. You have to write and then sleep. All of you. Okay. And that's all for this video, and that's all for the entire chapter. Thank you very much. Thank you for patiently listening to me all the 6 parts of this chapter. And I hope all of you enjoyed listening to me, enjoyed learning the chapter along with me, and let us hope to do the same thing for the future chapters. Thank you, enjoy, and whomever is going to write the what independent work and what appreciation, when if it is night today for you, good night for you. After you write, then go to sleep. Thank you.